Hi there, guys. Uh, this morning I was doing a little self-reflection. I was listening to a couple of videos, people that inspire me. I was listening to a lecture by Dr. Ben. And he said something in that video about lies being given to us throughout history. And it gave me some personal thoughts about lies and about truth. And it made me wonder that with all of the historical lies that we have had through religion, through education, through history, through even through the sciences, lies have been given to us. Pretty much this whole existence, pretty much this whole system, this whole way, this whole structure that has been built upon lies and covering up of truth, ancient artifacts, those who work in space science industry, who tell us how old the world is, who tell us that they found some ancient ruin, but it's nothing, it's just rock, it wasn't, it's not anything, and the whole truth of the matter is that it uncovers truth of ancient civilizations. It uncovers truth of who people were, who we were as people, all kinds of things, but they don't tell us, and we don't know, because they're the ones who are digging these things up, and they're the ones who are telling us what they are, what they mean, where they belong, or whatever. And so anyway, bottom line is that we've been fed lies through most of our whole existence. We've been fed lies. And so my question, my thought process leads me to say, well, where then does the truth begin to make a difference? Does the truth make a difference? Because at this point in time of where we are in 2017, pretty much every basic lie that they have given us, told us, rewritten, and given us, we pretty much know the truth about it. We know the truth of Columbus. We know the truth of Africa being the origin of mankind. We know the truth of, like I said, a lot of the sciences and astronomy. We know Jesus, Mary, and Joseph were not, who they say they were, who they tell us they were. We know that most of Christianity, if not being just straight made up, comes from historical stories and fables and stories, even passed down from other ancient cultures. So we understand that. And so like I say, we understand so much about ourselves as Black people, Black history, Black culture, and know that we've been fed lies, know that we have had things given to us that has made us who we are, really, at this point. Really, just plain and simple. It's made us who we are at this point in time. And yet, at the same time, knowing truth and knowing that we have been given lies, you have to wonder then, what really does the truth matter? Almost. I'm not saying that the truth doesn't matter. I think the truth matters immensely. And then once you have and know that truth, the lie should stop and the truth should then prevail, and you then should start walking in truth. However, that's really not the case. Here in this system, here in America, here in just the whole way that the world, the way that we live in this world. Once truth is brought to the surface, it's not that we just live in the truth and we go on and we dispel the lie. The lie is just, oh, well, that's a lie, so we don't do that. And that is the part that amazes me, because what we do is we continue to have people to continue to resurrect the lies, and others who continue to hold on to those lies. And that part amazes me, and that's where I begin to question then, so what point then is there in the truth? I mean, truth is not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay here, and it's going to always prevail. But when you have so many who prefer lies and who prefer to live in those lies, and who they don't want change, they don't want to hear truth, they don't want to know truth, because I think lies are just easier to live with. I think lies are just easier to for them to live with themselves. Because when you bring about the truth, then what happens is you force people to have to change the way they think, change the way they believe, change the way they thought, everything. And so, like I say, then you have to wonder, then does it all matter? Once again, I keep telling you all about, my friends who I speak with, and, we have such great and intellectual conversations. And last evening, I had a conversation with one of my friends, and it was really more teaching for me, because they were giving me a lot of historical facts and dates and times and events and things like that I'm not going to lie, I'm not necessarily well versed in those type things, because that's just not the way my brain works. I'm not really good with dates and when this happened and so forth. I mean, half the time, seriously, in my own personal life, you asked me what I was doing, a month ago on this date, I could not tell you. I mean, seriously, that's just not my gift, to remember dates and facts and what's the word? Details. That's not me. I wish I were more like that. But I remember, and I pretty much deal in the whole big picture of it. I may not be able to tell you back in 19 such and such, and then back in such and such that happened, and it's very, very important. It's vital to know those dates and everything sometimes. But I usually speak from the whole big picture, and if you want to know more, it's there for you to go and find out. It's not that it's not true. It's just that I'm not really the one who teaches from an aspect of, being able to give you the date and the time. And it was a Wednesday and it rained it was raining on that day. And, so anyway, before I end the video, because I don't want to make it long, just want to kind of give you all something to think about, in that, like I say, we have to, it makes me wonder, how much does the truth matter? And does the truth matter enough for us to really, truly and completely change? Like I say, in the conversation that I was having, a lot of things came up. But one of the things that came up was the relationship, at this point, 2017, of the black man and the black woman, and why it is the way it is. And we brought up a lot of the things that go on YouTube where you have a lot of these black men who blame black feminism or feminism on black women, kicking black men out of the house and choosing welfare. So we talked about that feminist movement. We talked about that welfare system. We talked about the black man being in the home, and once he was out of the home, we talked about the single black mother. We talked about the children. We dissected this thing. And, you know, the real fact of the matter that we both came to is that I don't think it really matters to a lot of people what the facts were. I think people want to hate. I think people want to spread hate and bitterness. And I think people want to spread discord. And I think in the big picture that I like to work with, that none of the facts really matter to most people. I don't think the facts really matter to those who are trying to cause the discord and the separation among black men, women, and family community. I don't think any of that matters. I think the fact that black men and women are at each other's throats and they're on YouTube degrading, belittling, and hurting each other is what matters. It gets the ratings, it gets the likes, it gets the views, and it doesn't matter who it's coming from. And I think the agenda is for that to continue. I don't really think, as me and my friend came up with, that it matters that there were certain circumstances that led up to black women feeling like they needed to join whatever this feminist thing is. And I'm not taking up for that. I'm just saying what it is. There were certain circumstances that led up to black men being out of the home. There were certain circumstances and agendas that caused the black man, like I said, to be made to leave the home. And, you know, if the black man is out of the home, we'll take care of you and your children. That wasn't by accident, and that wasn't the black woman's choice to say, well, okay, you leave, I'm going to do this right here. But like I say, you know, that's just going to start an argument because there are those who want to continue to spew that rhetoric. So I'm not even here on this video to even try to defend that, to stand up for that, anything, because I have my own, matter of fact, I've already spoken on that. So, as I say, you know, I don't think we look into research enough or even try to understand what's true. You know, there are people who, if somebody had been outside since 3 o'clock this morning and now it's my time, it's 10:59, it's about to be 11 o'clock, and they tell you that the sky is blue because they've been out there all that time, there will be at least 5 or 6 people who are going to argue and fight and challenge them on that, even though they haven't even been outside or even looked outside. That's just the culture that we live in. You know what I'm saying? That's just the culture that we live in. People are going to fight you on what they believe, they feel, and they know. And whether you have the facts and the truth and present that to them or not, it really doesn't matter. If they want to fight, if they want to cause discord and disagreement, they're going to do it. I mean, some people really seriously don't have a life. They want the attention. And when you go back and forth with them, and when you, you know, try to make them understand, it doesn't matter because they're not going to understand it. They just want to argue. I mean, some people really seriously, truly get off on arguing. They really, I mean, seriously, they get off on that. And I'm, you know, that one is kind of hard for me because I don't like arguing. And I figure, like, you know, if I'm giving you a logical, reasonable reason that any rational person could understand, and you still don't get it, and you still want to fight, fuss, and argue. I don't personally get that, and it frustrates me a lot. But that's me. That's something I got to deal with. So you guys, I hope I made the point clear. The point is that I'm trying to see if we continue to perpetuate and hold on to lies and untruths. When is the truth ever going to matter then? If we continue, let me give you this last example, and then I'm, gonna cut the video off, and I'd love to hear your comments. If we continue to say that the black man is a lazy criminal who doesn't want to work, and he runs around and make babies and impregnates people, and impregnates women, and doesn't take care of his children, as just a general statement about black men, we know that's not the ultimate truth. Does the ultimate truth really matter? Does anybody really want to hear or care about the ultimate truth? Same as black women. If we have the sweeping generalization that black women are all these horrible, wicked names that we hear every day. They make babies. They are uneducated. They wear weave. And that's really... I said I was going to do a video on why does it matter whether or not a woman wears weave. I got accused of wearing weave, and even though my hair is completely natural, when my hair was long and permed, I got accused of wearing weave. Now that it's short and natural, I'm getting accused of wearing weave, and it's just like, what if I were? I wasn't either time, but what difference does it make? This is crazy. Sorry, sidestepped. But like I say, if we continue with these sweeping generalizations, and the truth is never explored or researched or thought out, and people don't begin to walk in that truth, how are we ever going to get out of the situations that we're in? If we, like I say, if we continue to just fight amongst ourselves and just fight, when are we ever going to get down to the fact of, well, because that happened, then that happened, and then that happened, and then this happened over here, and this is the reason why all of this is going on? My point is, does that matter at all? So you guys, would love to hear your comments, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and until the next video, we'll see you next time.